Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Language and Life Skills. I am Matthew Andikali. Today I would like to present to you a modern version, an adapted version of the famous parable of the prodigal son said by Jesus. The story goes like this. There was a very rich man, a landowner with thousands of acres of land. A prosperous man. His eldest son was a farm manager. The younger boy had just finished his plus two and was due to go to college. One day the younger son came to his father and said, Dad, I am going for a world tour. I prepared my passport and visa. Give me the share of the property. The father was unhappy that the son was asking for his share while he was still alive. But he agreed to give him his share, called for the officials, prepared the papers, and handed over the documents to him. The next day, the boy called real estate agents, sold his property, got into his hand a very neat some amount of money, a big amount of money. Then he went to the airport. His first stop was London. He had informed his Facebook friends and posted on Twitter about his tour. And so as soon as he landed in London, his friends surrounded him and they went out merrymaking. Daily, they had great parties, they visited all the pubs and nightclubs, gambled heavily at casinos, went for grand tours, cruise tours, and both ladies and gents were in his company. They partied late into the night. Then he visited other places, world grand tour. But soon his money began to deplete, began to run out. As the money decreased, his friends also decreased. His pocket was getting empty. So what did he do? He abandoned the airports and the high places, went to the street, went to the roads, and he hitchhiked his way to a remote Italian village. And there he looked out for some job. What job could he get at this time? It was a time of famine, time of climate change. Rivers and water bodies had dried up, more or less dried up in Italy and Germany. Even the famous city of Venice, the canals were getting dry. And so a great famine came over all of Europe, especially Italy, because of crop failure. In the scorching heat, the wheat crops were withering. What job he got was actually to look after swine on a swine farm. Well, the swine, the pigs got their feed, but he got nothing to eat. He was longing for pig feed on the swine farm. Then he thought to himself, came to his senses, and he said to himself, what a miserable life I am having here. I am a dog's life. I'll go back to my father. Even the servants at home, they have a grand time. They and their children, the family can eat biryani. They can enjoy ice creams. They have decent housing. Much better to be a servant at home. So he said, I will go back to my father and I will say to him, I have sinned against you and against heaven. I am not worthy to be called your son. Take me back as a servant. So he got into a refugee boat that was returning from Italy, sold one of his heavy gold chains and paid for the trip. And also sold his ring. So he had just sufficient money for his travel. Came back and he was trudging his way home with a swine smell on him, all miserable. Meanwhile, what happened in the home? The father was very sad, missing his son, was spending sleepless nights, he had very little. Every day he used to go to the terrace and look out for the sun. And today he found the sun is coming from far. He came down from the terrace, ran out, waited for the sun, and when the sun came to him, he knelt down and he started making a confession. He raised him up and said, "Son, welcome back." He embraced him in spite of his sweat smell, embraced him and took him into the house. He called the servants. Let us have a celebration, let's have a feast. Put on cereal rice for the building. Order the best dishes from the five-star hotel. Put on new shoes on him. Order a good suit from Armani and let us celebrate. And they called the musicians from the hotel to be in attendance. So there was music and fun and a lot of buzz, vehicles coming and going. The whole house came alive. There was great rejoicing. Everybody rejoiced. Then the eldest son came from the farm in the evening and he said, "What is all this fuss and noise?" He asked the servants. They told him, "Your son has come back and your father is celebrating." Very unhappy. He would not come into the house. He stayed outside, sat on a long chair. The father came out and called him, "Son, please come. Your brother has come back. You have to rejoice. The lost son has come back." The elder son said, "This son of yours came and you are celebrating so much. I have slogged for you so many years. You have not given me even one chance for a birthday party. No, I won't come in." And the father pleaded with him, "You see, my son was lost. I thought he would never be alive, but he has come back. It is time for us to rejoice. Let us be happy." And that's how the story ends. So this story is about mercy of God, the forgiveness of God, and a new life that is possible for all of us when we change our ways, wash off our dirt of the swine smell, and put on the new suit of God's grace. God bless you. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you another time. Bye.